Welcome back to Coin's Numismatic series. In the next few minutes, we're taking a deep, immersive journey into the world of the 1996 Washington quarter dollar with the Denver Mint mark, found in fine condition. Whether you're a new collector, a seasoned numismatist, or simply curious about the coins passing through your hands, this episode is designed to pull you into the story of one of America's most iconic circulating designs. So get comfortable, because this is more than just a 25-cent piece. It's a piece of national identity, economic history, and evolving artistry. The 1996 Washington quarter stands near the end of a 65-year stretch in which the same portrait of George Washington dominated American pocket change. Before the state quarters program reinvented the series in 1999, the Washington quarter maintained a steady and time-tested design, one that began in 1932 as a commemorative issue marking the 200th birthday of the nation's first president. The Denver minted 1996 piece is part of this long lineage. Minted in the tens of millions, it represents a late example of the traditional design before the monumental shift that would soon redefine American coin collecting forever. Let's start with the history behind the design itself, because understanding the Washington quarter requires stepping back to the Great Depression era. When the coin debuted in 1932, the United States Commission of Fine Arts selected sculptor John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington from a number of submissions. The intention was to celebrate the bicentennial of Washington's birth, and the design's reception was so positive that the mint kept it on the quarter indefinitely rather than reverting to the previous standing Liberty design. Fast forward decades later, to 1996, and the same fundamental portrait still graced the obverse of the coin, with a few small modifications that had accumulated over time due to minting updates, engraving refinements, and slight shifts in die preparation processes. The front, or obverse, of the 1996 Washington quarter showcases Washington's left-facing profile, framed by inscriptions that have become instantly recognizable: Liberty, at the top, In God We Trust, aligned to the left near the portrait's chin area, and the date, 1996, centered beneath the bust. What makes this particular coin distinct for collectors is the tiny but important mint mark, D, located right to the right of Washington's ponytail. That mark indicates the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for mass circulation coinage in the United States. Collectors pay attention to mint marks because they help identify where a coin originated and can sometimes indicate rarities or low mintage years. In the case of the 1996 Denver minted quarter, the mintage was large, over 900 million coins, but even high mintage coins can develop value depending on condition, demand, and the presence of unusual varieties or errors. A fine condition example, the one we're focusing on today, shows moderate wear across the high points of the design. Washington's hair curls will soften, the cheek and jawline will show rubbed areas, and the eagle's feather details on the reverse will appear flatter. Despite this wear, the coin remains fully readable, retains decent detail, and would be considered a collectible grade well above good or about good, yet below very fine. Turning the coin over reveals the classic eagle reverse that defined the series from 1932 through 1998. The reverse design features a heraldic eagle with wings spread, perched upon a bundle of arrows, a symbol of military readiness, while olive branches beneath the arrow bundle convey the nation's commitment to peace. Above the eagle is the bold inscription, United States of America, with E pluribus unum, centered just above the bird's head. At the bottom, the denomination, quarter dollar, completes the design. For many collectors, this traditional eagle is one of the most recognizable images in U.S. numismatics, and the 1996 D example represents the final chapter before the quarter's major redesign. This particular year, 1996, falls into an interesting period of U.S. minting. It sits immediately before the massive surge of interest sparked by the introduction of the 50-state quarters program. Beginning in 1999, millions of Americans who had never collected coins before suddenly became enthusiastic participants in a nationwide hunt for circulating designs representing every state. As a result, late-series Washington quarters like the 1996 D grew in significance because they marked the end of one era and the quiet transition to another. They became, in effect, the last of the old guard. Now, even though the 1996 Denver Mint quarter has a high mintage, every coin tells a story of its own. The condition of the piece plays a major role in determining its value and collector interest. In fine condition, the coin shows honest circulation wear but still carries historical appeal. For example, the edges will usually remain well defined, though some flattening of reading is normal. Certain details like the eagle's feathering and the inner lines of Washington's hair will soften, yet the structure of the design remains intact. Collectors who appreciate circulated coins often prefer these honest examples because they feel real, handled by the public, part of everyday commerce, and still standing strong decades later. Let's discuss the metal composition. Since 1965, Washington quarters have been struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, with an outer layer of cupronickel bonded to an inner layer of pure copper. This gives the coin its silvery appearance on the surface while exposing a copper core along the edge. Precious metal collectors sometimes overlook the modern Washington quarters because they lack the silver content found in earlier pre-1965 issues. But for many numismatists, composition isn't the only, and sometimes not even the main, reason to study a coin. Historical context, minting quality, scarcity of certain varieties, and changes in design all factor into why modern clad quarters still maintain strong numismatic relevance. In the case of the 1996 D quarter, one fascinating area for collectors is the presence of error coins. While errors from this specific year aren't the most famous or widely known compared to some other dates, they do exist. Examples that have been reported include off-center strikes, double die obverse or reverse varieties, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A double die variety is caused when the coin's die receives multiple, slightly misaligned impressions during preparation, resulting in noticeable doubling on letters or design lines. A clipped planchet occurs when the blank metal disc is punched too close to the edge of a metal sheet, producing a coin missing a curved section. In the field of error collecting, even a common date coin like the 1996 D can become surprisingly valuable if paired with a dramatic minting flaw. A rare off-center strike showing a significant percentage of blank space can turn a typical 25-cent piece into a multi-$100 find. Fine condition examples of the standard 1996 D quarter, without errors, tend to fall within modest value ranges. In most coin pricing guides, a circulated fine example may hold a value slightly above face, often between 25 and 40 cents for collectors who need that specific year and mint mark in their Washington quarter albums. But the market value of common coins isn't always the primary reason collectors pursue them. The appeal often lies in building complete sets, studying design evolution, or simply preserving small pieces of American history. The Washington Quarter series has become one of the most widely collected in the world, partly because its long run allows enthusiasts to assemble coins from multiple decades, multiple mint facilities, and multiple transitional eras. The Denver Mint itself contributes to the significance of the 1996 D quarter. As one of the oldest U.S. minting facilities still in operation, Denver has played a key role in American coin production since the early 20th century. Known for high-quality strikes and high-volume output, the Denver Mint supplied much of the western United States with circulating coins. When you hold a Denver minted quarter, you're holding a product of a mint with an extraordinary legacy in American monetary history, one that has produced billions upon billions of coins over the decades. Beyond the physical features and minting details, a coin like the 1996 D Washington quarter carries personal connections as well. Many collectors today remember using these exact quarters in vending machines, parking meters, or arcade games in the late 1990s. For younger collectors, these quarters represent a time just before the collecting boom ignited by the state quarters program. A coin from 1996 in fine condition may show the marks and faint scratches of its journey through American commerce, but that only deepens its character and its story. You're looking at a piece that has lived in pockets, drawers, cash registers, and coin rolls for nearly 3 decades. For collectors who appreciate numismatic storytelling, the 1996 D Washington quarter stands at the intersection of tradition and transformation. It is one of the final pieces struck before the monumental redesign of the American quarter, an unmistakable dividing line in U.S. coinage. Its design reflects the long-standing stability of the Washington portrait and eagle reverse, while its date places it on the brink of a historic series shift. And while it may not carry precious metal content or naturally high value in circulated grades, it offers a direct connection to the everyday economic life of the United States in the 1990s. As you explore this coin further in your own collection, take note of the subtleties, the slight smoothing of Washington's cheek, the softened eagle wings, the weakening of the arrow bundle's lines, and the gentle wear along the rim. These are not flaws, they are fingerprints of time. They show that this quarter has lived a working life long enough to become collectible. Every mark tells you it was part of real transactions, real experiences, real moments in American life. The 1996 Washington quarter dollar with the mint mark D may not be the type of coin that commands high auction prices or headlines in numismatic journals, but it fills an essential role in the panorama of American coin collecting. It is a bridge between eras, a survivor of circulation, and a foundational piece in the story of the Washington Quarter series. Fine condition or not, it remains a worthy addition to any collector's tray, album, or study. And that concludes today's deep dive. If you love learning about the history behind the coins that built America's economy, don't forget to subscribe to the Coins Numismatic series for more detailed explorations like this one. Let the coins tell their stories, and keep collecting those pieces of history one quarter at a time.